I'm JP Willett, mediator, conflict coach, and family specialist. Judges, therapists, counselors, and pastors all refer clients to me to help them work through some of the most difficult challenges in life, to help transform life's inevitable bumps into opportunities. This is the last in a series of 5 videos walking you through the steps that I take all my clients through to help them make these transformations in their lives. In the first video, we addressed the burning question of why is it so difficult to have a real conversation about important things? In the second video, we talked about how to get crystal clear on what it is that you really want and why that's so important to you, and how to communicate that in a way that isn't selfish or petty. In the next video, we talked about how to help the other person actually hear what you have to say. You can talk all you want and you can say it even very eloquently, but if they're not in a space to hear you, you're wasting your breath. In the fourth video, we talked about actually how to have that conversation in a way that's going to bring about some amazing results. And if you've done all those steps, I know that you've seen some different results in your life than you've seen before. If you've missed any of those videos, go back and watch them. They are crucial to bringing you to a place of being able to absorb the information that I'm going to give you in this video. And they will help you walk through the steps necessary to navigate conflict in a way that brings about good results. So in this last video, I want to talk about how to maximize those results, how to keep a good thing going. You've got positive momentum now. You've learned how to work together. I don't want you to fall apart the next time conflict arises because, well, maybe that was a fluke. Or maybe, I don't know, I just don't think it's going to work this time. And no, this time's way worse. It always seems worse when you're in the moment. I want to prepare you for that because conflict will happen over and over and over again. And the more natural these steps come for you, the more you're going to start experiencing life in whole new ways. I'm talking deeper, richer, more meaningful. You are actually going to mine the best things out of life through conflict. You probably don't believe me now, but if you practice this, you will. And you're going to look back and go, wow, JP was right. So here's how you're going to do that. The first thing I want you to think about is communication. What's the story you're going to tell each other and others about this conflict? About how it started, about how you navigate it, and eventually about how what worked. How are you going to relate this to each other? How are you going to relate it to other people? Most importantly, for other people, how are you going to tell the ones who need to know that things are resolved? Sometimes conflicts, especially if they're in social settings or even in family settings, church settings, or at work, you know that alliances can easily be built up on either side. And oftentimes those alliances will carry a conflict even when the matter is resolved between the individuals and create a whole new situation. So what are you going to tell those people about what happened? How are you going to bring everybody back together again based on the fact that you guys have resolved things and nobody else needs to worry about it? You've worked really hard to get to where you're at. You've worked really hard to come up with the results and the solutions that you have together. You've worked hard to develop a way of collaboratively navigating difficult circumstances. Be proud of that. And you should want to share the love with others. Teach them the things that you've learned and really increase the capacity for others to navigate conflict in their own life. This is a way to foster culture and accountability and all kinds of good things that help you keep a good thing going. The second part of keeping positive momentum is setting boundaries. So what I mean by that is, what are the things that you learn about yourself and about your relationship throughout this conflict? What are some things that don't work so well between the two of you? What are some things that work great? What are some things that you do that sets each other off? How can you mitigate that? How can you trust and honor one another when times get tough? It's important to write this stuff down because we have a tendency to forget it. And maybe even think about it yourself and write it down. Take some time to think through things. By now you're getting used to me telling you to write stuff down and be thoughtful about it. And then come back and share your answers. You might be surprised at the different boundaries that you both find that you can establish in your relationship that can help you continually grow in mutual trust and respect for one another. And finally is a contingency plan. How are you going to handle the next conflict that comes up? You know now what it takes to walk through a conflict effectively. You know now how to really think about what it is that you really want. You know all the elements of conflict that tend to keep it perpetuating in this vicious cycle of destruction. You know how to do it effectively. You know how to respect each other. You know how to draw somebody in to neutral ground. You know how to acknowledge people. You know how to apologize. You're like ahead of 90% of the world. You know how to apologize effectively. So what are you going to do next time a conflict arises? I want you to think about that and think about it now, and maybe even write out a plan. Hang it on your fridge. Do something that says we agree that we're going to handle conflict this way because it works. And you will see great results in your life, one after another. When you commit to each other to walk through these steps, you put an end to endless arguments in your relationship. How many people can say that? So now I want to say, well done. You have put hard work into walking through all the things that it takes to really navigate conflict well. Not just one single conflict, but transformational steps to take that will increase your capacity for handling all kinds of situations in life. And doing it gracefully and doing it with confidence. You are setting the pace for others in your life. I want you to experience the relationship that you've been hoping for. The relationship that you've always believed was possible, but never knew quite how to get there. That's why I'm excited to share with you the opportunity to walk through the same things that I walk through with all of my other clients to help them in these difficult situations to get those results. Over the course of 3 months, we're going to do a number of things. I'll work with each of you individually to get crystal clear on what it is that you really want. Together, we'll map out a future for your relationship containing all of the elements that both of you find important. You'll overcome hurdles that most couples trip over every day. You'll master your own communication style and avoid getting triggered and triggering other people. You'll understand each other more deeply and build a foundation of trust and safety. And you're going to walk with confidence as you learn to tackle life together. So you have a lot going for you when you choose to work with me as your coach. Now, my office is located in beautiful Anchorage, Alaska. In fact, I just about got run over by a moose just 3 days ago. But it's gorgeous, and coming to coach with me would be an excellent excuse to come see the last frontier. But if you don't live in Alaska, you don't have to travel to Alaska to work with me. We have webinar equipment, teleconference equipment. We have everything set up to bring the results that you're looking for to you. Now, this also means you and the other person don't have to be in the same place. Say your person works outside of the state or even outside of the country. Maybe the other person is deployed on a military deployment, or for some other reason you guys are geographically separated and you want to work things out and can't figure out how to do it. Well, with modern technology, we can bring everyone together in one virtual room, and I can walk you through the same coaching sessions that I would as if you were right here in our office, and you can experience the same results. Maybe you're saying, JP, this all sounds great, but we've tried counseling. Well, a lot of my clients have tried counseling too, and in many ways, counseling has worked for them. Coaching is different. In counseling, you spend a lot of time looking at how you got to where you are and dealing with a lot of internal things. And we touch on that in coaching, but in coaching, we're more focused on where are you now and where do you want to go and what are the steps we're going to take to get you there. So coaching is different. I will blow the whistle. I will make you take a lap. Okay, maybe not. But what I will do is give you tools every single session to make your relationship one step better. And finally, I want to thank you for taking the time to walk through these videos and take the steps necessary to make positive improvements in your life. I really appreciate that because you are making a difference not only in your own life, but in the lives around you, and that is what's most important to me. So, good job. Thank you. Hit me up on the email. Keep in touch with me. Awesome.